Hey everybody, and welcome to my first ride of the Zero SRF. It's with thanks to English Electric Motorcycle Company that I have this Zero on loan for a few days. Not quite sure how long yet, we're going to play it by ear, but I have enough time to get to know this bike. I've done reviews on the Zero FSX 11 kilowatt in the past that I absolutely loved. This isn't a review, okay? This is not all deep information and all that sort of stuff. That comes later once I get to know the bike and I can give you more valuable information. This is me getting on the bike and going for a ride. I've only ridden this in 30-mile-an-hour roads so far, so I don't truly know what this is going to feel like, under decent acceleration. And this thing has got decent acceleration. The SRF comes with a few options batteries-wise. You basically have the two standard ones, and then you can have an extra one here, and then the big tank up here, or something along those lines. And this has got 2 or 3 of them, because I don't have the storage space in here. It's just got the the battery filling it up, but there is a phone charger in there. But that's not what this is about. This is about moving, riding, experience, fun. I've got it in beast mode, which means it's giving me all the power. I've got some decent regen braking going on and the traction controls in the street. I have 71% battery and an estimated range of 97 miles. So let's get going. Okay, so as I say, we're in beast mode, blah, blah, blah. Switch on the switch to get the green light to say that the throttle will be active. And let's get out of here. Yeah. Slow control's different on an electric bike. You have to drag with the rear brake, like on a scooter or something like that. Let's go! Holy sh! Okay, that wasn't even full throttle, that was impressive. I believe this has got a top speed of about 124 mile an hour, but it gets there. Oh boy, does it get there. Handle's quite nice too. Handle's very nice actually, look at this. Now I've gone through a lot of arguments about electric bikes and I know what a lot of people are going to say. It's too expensive or it's not the time, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Okay, or the environmental side. When I look at these bikes, I'm not looking at it from a cost perspective. I'm not looking at it from an environmental perspective. I'm looking at it from a different option perspective. Different type of engine. Like, well, it's not different, but the say a V5 for a bike. They have done V5s, I believe, if I remember rightly. It was a Honda. But imagine they did that. Some people will be like, oh, don't need that thing, don't need that thing. It's just another power option. Apart from this power option, it's a lot. Okay, well, 70 miles an hour is very comfortable. As I say, I've got this in beast mode. You can put it in eco and rain and sport, and that basically adjusts how much power you get, how much regenerative braking you get, which is like engine braking, and traction control. You can also connect your phone to this bike and make yourself a custom one, which I'm going to try and do after today. This is also capable of doing fast charging with the fast charging port on it, which I'm not going to go into super detail on because you can go and look into that yourself. You're also going to need to look about where there are charging stations that got, I think there's a 22 kilowatt charging station near you, because most of the ones near me are 7s or Teslas, and you can't use the Tesla ones, and the 7s are, because they're not 3-phase, give you the charging capacity of 1. So it's, even though it's 7 kilowatt, you only get 3 because it can only charge one of the batteries through one of the phases, and to do the 20 you need 3 phases to do 3 batteries. So it gets quite complicated. I'm not going to get into that in this one. If you did want to plug it in, you'd plug it in here. Look at that port. Sorry, I'm doing a first ride. I need to actually cover some things here. I am 6'4", so I'm quite tall. This has got quite a lot of space for me. However, I note that when I sit up on the tank, like I want to, and that feels great for the riding position, the rear brake is kind of it's kind of at the wrong angle. I'm sure you can adjust it. If I sit further back, then it's in the right place for the angle of my leg, but it's no big gripe. I'm 6'4". Okay, you weren't going off there then. I love the noises this makes. We also have cruise control on this. It's a very simple system. The button is there, you set it to a speed and it's going to do that speed. Although up this hill, it's interesting, it's not adjusting the power to get me up to 30 again. But I'm sure it will once we get back on the flat. That's weird, why didn't it increase itself to account for the hill? Interesting. I guess it sets the power mode rather than the actual speed. Because look, it is creeping back up. Now, obviously, electrics are very dependent on how you ride it as to the range you're going to get out of it. What they've sort of told me is expect to get, 80 to 100 miles if you're riding pretty normally, around there. If you're going to really spank it around, you might only get 70, something like that. But you are really spanking it around. Sorry, I completely forgot to mention when I was talking about the chargers earlier on. On a fast charger, as in the full pound one, when you plug it into this thing, for 0 to 100% is about an hour when you have the right charger. Normally, I believe, if you just plug it into your garage, with a 3-pin plug that's going to give you 3 kilowatts of charging, it's going to take about 4 hours-ish, something like that. I'll find out more over the next few days. I want to try and knock some battery life out of this thing today. We are doing 37 miles an hour in a 60. Go. See, that is overtaking power. Okay, so remember, we have no clutch, we just have front brake and rear brake. We do have some engine braking because we got the regen on in this beast mode, as it's called. This sounds like the F1 pod racers out of Star Wars. I don't know if you can hear it because my mic's, it's designed to cut out a lot of extra noise. That's fun. This handles really nicely. The brakes are good. The handling is very nice. And it's a heavy bike, it's a couple of 100 kilos, but then my XJ6 is a couple of 100 kilos, 120 actually when it's wet, and this has got a lot more power, so, That's 60. Okay, that was full throttle. I could feel then the throttle isn't instantly all the throttle, it's like building and building and building, so you don't wheelie. Go. Out for the jump. Whee! Now the bike didn't want to go anywhere there, but I went up in the air. Electrics are also a lot easier to ride because you're not having to worry about gear selection and clutch control and all that sort of stuff. It's on and off. I mean, that's both a good thing and a bad thing. Makes it a lot easier to go a lot faster. I wonder if you can increase or decrease the speed of the thing by... No. It would have been nice as if the mode button increased or decreased the cruise control, because at the moment it seems like what you have to do is hold it at the right speed and then press the button. You haven't got one of those like toggle up features, doohickey things. This is beautiful to ride. The turn in is lovely, it's very stable. I'm sure the weight's helping, but the battery pack being that low down, helps bring the centre of gravity on the bike down. Power is just wheel on it. Just fun. Just mammoth fun. I love it. I love it. I love it. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Now, we do have a thunderstorm due, and I really am pushing my luck being this far away from home. Yeah, I'm doing it again. Now, you can't treat the road like it was the same as last time. Things happen, so I'm still not going to go mental. And this is a blind corner after all, but the feedback on the front end of this is absolutely lovely. The road here feels smooth. If I go on this bit in the middle, I can feel that gnarliness. Like, I can really feel it. I have to say, I still get blown away by these things every time I get on them. I remember when I was younger and the idea of an electric motorcycle was just, it wasn't going to be a fast thing, it was going to be like a milk float. That's what electric vehicles meant to you, milk floats. If you were in a traffic jam when I was a kid, you were stuck behind the milk float. It just always was the way, with that noise that they all made back in the day. And then even when I started riding like 13 years ago, wherever it is, I knew that electric bikes would be coming, and there were some examples out there, but to just have something accessible like this, I mean accessible, when I say accessible, it's accessible if you have the money. This is not a cheap bike, okay? In comparison as to the other things you can get for 20 grand, yeah, it's 20 grand. When you compare it to the other bikes that you can get for the same money, sure, there is, to some people, there are some much better, more advanced, faster bikes out there. But as I've said before, electric at the moment is about wanting an electric, about being an early adopter. And it's like CD players. When I was younger, CD players were like 1,500 quid. Then they became 15 quid, and now you couldn't give someone 15 quid to take it away. Okay, yeah, you probably could for that, but you know what I'm saying. Things will change. I look at this not as what it is now, but what it will be in the future. And if it's this good now, it's going to be damn good in the future. So we have a 68-mile range, and I've got 68% of the battery left. And that range is estimated on how you've been riding. So when I start, oh yeah, that's the thunderstorm, it's on its way. I cannot wait to see where electric bikes are in 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years time. You know, to me now this is like such a new amazing thing. In 30 years time it's just going to be an electric bike. That's just what it is. I mean, will it be classed as just a bike at that point, because having to specify it as being electric would be obsolete? No, because people are still going to drive petrols. Yeah, the storms are very much on their way. I want to get back home. See, this is why I also like the electrics. I feel inspired, I feel energetic and enthralled. I love this machine, I want to ride it, I want to tell you about how good it is. Because I feel like so many people won't get the opportunity to ride one, or will just let their preconceived notions from other people, who's also never ridden one, tell them that it's something they shouldn't do, or shouldn't look at, or shouldn't like. I just love bikes. I don't care what it's got powering it, or what size the wheels are, or how fast it is, or any. It just is what it is. You know, a bike can be absolutely fantastic, get you from A to B without a problem, cost virtually nothing to run. But if it doesn't enthrall you, then it is just an A to B commuter, and that's fine. But I'm a passionate biker. I like bikes, and that's why I don't hate on any particular type of bike. You know, everything exists kind of for a reason. Not necessarily all good reasons, but they exist, and for some people, they will love it. As you can tell, I've loved this. If you've enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new here, and if you'd like help support this channel, please consider doing that through Patreon. There are many benefits to that, videos early, part of the Q&A, all sorts of things like that. And as I say, literally without your help, I wouldn't be able to do this. So again, huge thanks to English Electric Motorcycle Company for lending me the Zero. I will have several more videos coming on it. Where are you going? And hopefully these storms will pass through overnight, and it will dry out by tomorrow and I can get out and enjoy it for another day's riding.